Hello and welcome to another adventure with the Dungineers. I am the Dungeon Master.
I'm Brofestus. I'm a dwarf monk. A dwarf who's skilled in quick movement. I'm really old. I'm 300 plus years old, and I've had a lifetime of building military weaponry and stuff because I'm a dwarf. But seeing all the horrors of war, I am on a quest of penance, redeeming myself through moral challenges like quests.
I'm Cora. I'm a halfling paladin. As you can see, I've got a sword. The emblem on my shield is of the halfling deity Avarine, the defender. And as such, my purpose is to defend those who can't defend themselves, and prove people wrong about their misconceptions about halflings being small and harmless. Yeah.
I'm Steve, but my real name is Gul'dan. One day I lost my memory. I was like, I gotta figure out what my life was like before. But then there was one thing that I remembered, and it was that I used to do a lot of quests, and also I'm a bit of a troll. But I'm a tiefling warlock, as you can see. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
So I'm Tilbelis. I'm a half elf, half human. I inherited my father's divine abilities, so I'm technically a cleric. And I was a wandering doctor, and now I'm just stuck with these guys. Cool gang, yes.
And my name is Zathruma. I am seeking vengeance, and that's all I can say for the vengeance part. I like to sometimes cause some mischief on our quests, just for fun. I like to do my own thing, and let's do it.
Very good, very good. Okay, after what's happened over the last week, you've all been celebrated as heroes in the town of Toriel after having completed those trials. Eventually you did manage to go and put back all of those tokens up in the mountain, down in the caves. This time you took Gul'dan with you, showed him all the places where you got these tokens from. And the people of Toriel have been hailing you as heroes. A lot of people have been opening their homes to you, giving you a place to stay for the night if you need it. Places that serve food have been giving you discounts or just food for free, and you've generally been enjoying it. However, one day, while you are talking to some villagers who are appreciative of you, a man comes running, panting. He's dressed lightly, like a messenger might be, and he approaches 5 of you and asks, are you the heroes of Toriel?
Yes.
Well, that's good, because the town that I've come from, it's called Malarus, has been stuck with a curse, and we need the help of some heroes to come and clear it out.
Clear it out, like clear the village out.
Well, we're not sure. Well, hopefully we could lift the curse, and that might be the best way to deal with it. But maybe you'll have to come and see for yourself what needs to be done.
Can we check if he's speaking the truth?
Okay, yep, cool. So give me a wisdom insight check.
15.
You look at the messenger and you see that he is tired and that he's panting, that he has indeed been running from what seems to be a town in order to get here. And you're pretty confident that he is quite desperate, that something's going wrong in his village and that he is telling the truth.
Should we go after him and follow him?
Yeah.
Follow him back?
That's good.
Yeah. Okay. How far away is this town?
He sort of breathes heavily and says, usually I can make it here in about an hour and a half running, but I think it took me about 2 hours today. It's about 10 kilometers. We can take our time, I guess, going back there with the 6 of us. No reason to do the whole thing at a jog or at a sprint. And he sort of points in the direction that his town is.
Do we want to run there?
I'm 300 years old. What do you think?
I'll carry you to start. Come on, let's go.
To be carried.
Objects to being carried.
Can you please carry me, Zathruma? I'll sit on your shoulders the entire way.
I carry.
The ironic thing is he's the fastest one in the group.
Yeah. You're like...
All right, so Zathruma's running with Brofestus on his shoulders. Everybody else, running along in pursuit, or?
Come on.
I'll jog with them.
Yeah. Well.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
You
Right.
better not make any rash decisions, Zathruma. Like that time which you ran straight into what, like a trolled cavern or something?
I don't remember that.
That spell food poison thing. Anyway.
He ran into a bear
Oh
last
yeah,
week.
yeah.
Oh yeah, got
Kind of
oh,
died.
okay.
But yeah,
A death experience.
I'll say we're jogging behind them though.
Okay, so you got some sprinting, some jogging back to town. The messenger is sort of relieved that you're just jogging and not sprinting because he's done a lot of work to get to the town in the first place. But you managed to make it there in about 2 hours, 2.5.
Oh, nice.
So you make good time on your way to the messenger's town. As you arrive, you come sort of just outside of, you basically exit a forest, and in front of you, you can see down in a valley, a village. 2 things in particular strike you about the village. The main one is that there's a river running through it that appears to be flowing from a forest, and it flows through the center of town and then flows back out again. The other thing you notice is that the town seems to be a little bit poorer than that of Toriel. You don't see any particularly distinct buildings like the town hall that was in Toriel or the tavern. It just seems to be a lot of houses of people of similar levels of wealth spread throughout the town.
Can we ask them why they're poor?
Oh my goodness.
I mean, you can.
I say, please don't ask that, Zathima. I get down off his shoulders and I politely ask the messenger, what is your source of income for the town? Are you farmers?
Okay, the messenger turns to you and says, yeah, the majority of us are simple folk. We try to farm some of our land, which is a little bit past the village. And we try to make money with any sort of trade we can. Anyone who does have a trade, they tend to apply it from their own house.
Can we ask how the curse is affecting them exactly? Like, are people being sick or?
So messenger says, well, yeah, a few people recently have been dying, and the cause seems to be unknown. But it's been affecting a lot of people in town. People, yeah, they tend to not be in a good way before they die. They tend to be suffering a little bit. And so we're not entirely sure. 2 people really are looking into this curse in town. One is the village elder. He's the one that sent me. And the other is the town alchemist, just sort of the closest thing we have to anyone who knows anything about illness or disease.
You want to visit the town alchemist?
He sounds cool.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Okay, he hears you sort of talking about this and says, okay, well, the town alchemist is on this side of town, and the village elder is sort of on the far side of town. And he sort of points out to you the alchemist's house.
Yeah, I start walking over.
Okay, as you arrive, you see a house similar to the rest. It's not looking particularly distinct. There is a small engraving into the wood on the door of what looks a bit to be like a potion or a jar, a simple symbol on the door that tells you that, yeah, you do think this is indeed the alchemist's house.
Yeah, I knock and...
Yeah, a man opens the door. His skin is quite pale, but you think he seems to be normal. He's got dark hair, and he turns to you and says, oh, you don't look like villagers. What are you here for?
We are here to lift the curse. Do you know anything about it?
Ah, the curse. It sounds like you've been hearing things from the village elder. I think this curse might be a disease. I mean, I can't know for sure, but I have been trying to look into it, and I think this may be more natural than magical. Come inside and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. You follow him inside, and he sort of puts out this sort of map of the town. And he says, so the thing is, most families in this town have been affected by this curse or disease. But there are a few, and he sort of points them out, he sort of circled them on his map, that appear to be unaffected. And I've been trying to work out why. I'm not really certain.
What do you mean by affected?
Well, those who are affected, they tend to, well, I mean, one thing, they tend to die, but that's a little bit late in this process. Their skin tends to dry out, and they tend to be suffering as well. It's generally known if you've got it. They can feel the symptoms, and they can tell you that they've been inflicted, be it by curse or disease. But yeah, these families, I've not seen any symptoms from. We've not heard any symptoms from, and I'm not quite sure why that is.
Maybe we should investigate those families to see what they're up.
That would be a good idea, he says, sort of listening to you. He thinks, I've not really been able to tell what is a common thread between them. But yeah, you might have better luck. He shows you again the sort of points, the families on the map. It says you can take this map with you if you need it, if it would help.
Cool.
Guys, I have a spell that I did actually prepare it before I knew what the story was. Just
That's
wanted to
fine.
make that
Yeah,
clear.
it's all right.
Yeah, it says detect poison and disease. So I can detect if it is a disease. Although some considerations, I would have to be like within 30 feet of the people. And obviously I don't want to get the disease myself. Also, I need a U leaf.
That sounds like a great starting
But-
point.
As you're explaining, I was like, hey, I have a...
You're like, wow, really
This
good.
is very convenient.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I look out the windows at the forest and see if there are any yew trees nearby.
Yeah, fair enough. And fittingly, it is quite a big forest. So you think you look through it and you can see some trees that sort of stick out amongst the rest. And you're pretty confident that those ones are indeed yew trees.
Should we go get one and
Mhm.
go on over to a creepy family and do the spell?
Yeah, we go.
Yes, so, yeah, sure.
Okay. Oh, and before we leave, I write out on a piece of paper for the alchemist 1.5 meter social distancing, wash hands. Yeah,
Yeah, you give him some suggestions of how to keep
Quarantine,
it under control.
wherever
Yeah.
necessary. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he looks at it and says, well, we've got the quarantine ones down pat. Any house that appears to get the curse of the disease, we've also marked with an X on their front doors.
Hmm.
Oh.
So
Before I leave, can I ask the alchemist if he's got anything of use on the quest?
he turns to you and thinks and says, what would you need? What
Hmm.
kind of thing are you thinking of?
Do you have any magical potions that could heal someone?
Promote
Okay.
their attack.
He turns to you and says, oh, well, matter of fact, I actually did manage to prepare one recently. Unfortunately, I've not got too many. I wasn't really expecting to get into a fight. But maybe if a potion will come in handy for you, yeah, I could give it to you. And he hands you a healing potion. So he's handed you a potion and a map. And with that, you're off to find a yew leaf.
Does it just
Yeah.
require one leaf?
Yeah, a U leaf, yeah.
All right. So you're making your way to a yew tree, right? That's your current goal. All right. So as you go up into the forest, you see a fair few trees in front of you, but you can identify the yew from far away. A lot of the floor approaching that tree has got a lot of leaves, sort of leaves that have fallen down from these trees, but they seem to be dead leaves. They're orange and quite dark, and it's difficult to identify them from the floor. But yeah, you're standing there in the forest, you're about 30 feet away from the yew tree, and you've got this sort of leafy floor underneath you.
I'm
Who's
pretty
tall
sure-
enough to reach the leaves?
Oh, that would be you.
Well, because I'm on your shoulders.
Yeah, let's do it.
Very clever.
No, I got off your shoulders, remember?
Come
Anyway, I jump back on nimbly for my age and reach up and grab some leaves. Yew leaves aren't spiky, I don't think.
No,
Anyway.
they're not. But the ground, on the other hand, Zathramar, roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh my goodness, can I jump off now? I
Yeah,
grab onto the branches of the tree.
roll me an acrobatics check, Rohestus. Let's see how you deal in this whole thing.
I'm attempting to grab onto a branch and
Yeah, or at least jump off his shoulders to save two.
oh no, I got a natural 2, so that's just a 5.
Okay.
Got
is
an
that fair?
18.
All right, well, okay.
Thank you.
Lucky for the two of you. Zathramar notices that the ground underneath him is not putting back much force. He goes to step a little bit further forward, and he felt the leaves sort of collapsing underneath his weight. And so he takes a step back. And as that happens, the leaves in front of him sort of collapse into the ground. And you see what looks like a spike pit about 3 meters deep.
Oh my goodness.
Narrowly avoided by the two of you.
Okay, so that was a trap.
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to try it again?
Okay, so you're going and you're still on his shoulders to grab something. You're in reach of like a small branch that's got about 5 leaves on it.
Cool. I grab that and I pass it back to Cora. Can we check whether there's been like magic, like a curse on the hit using Cora's spell?
Oh, I have detect magic. Wait.
Wait, Cora, is it a cantrip or is it a
No.
spell?
It's a spell.
Because
Yeah.
if it is a curse, then this thing will show up. But if it's just some guy digging pits and spreading a disease, then it won't, right?
Yeah, but you don't want to waste it, right?
So-
Well, it's up to you guys if you want to use it on the pit. But I reckon we should use it on like people or something.
Yeah. My plan
Yep.
was to use mine. So mine's detect poison and disease. I didn't prepare detect magic. I know it, but I haven't prepared it. But yeah, so
I want to detect
use
the magic.
detect. Sure.
Okay, so Zalthar, do you want to use
Um,
detect magic on the
I
pit?
detect the magic. Yes, on the pit.
Okay.
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 Yeah, so you sort of do it, and it's almost like anything in that radius that's magical sort of brings back an aura. And you're looking at it, and the pit is not really glowing. It's not really giving you a sense of magic inside it. It is giving you a sense that it would have been quite deadly, or at least very damaging to you and your dragonborn feet had you landed in the thing. But it doesn't seem like magic is involved in this or in the sort of current radius around you.
Oh dang! I wasted.
What does he do when he casts a spell? Does he do like like what?
Mine's like,
I'm imagining it's like the Aragon in the Two Towers, that he's just staring really intensely at the ground, like finding all traces of magic.
Oh man.
He is a ranger after all.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
shall we head back to the town and find a door with an X on it?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Set off.
So you safely make your way back to town. Almost as soon as you come into town, you see a door on your right with an X carved into it.
I shoot an arrow at the door.
What? Why?
There's an X on.
Wait.
Why not? It's a
No.
target.
And I get off his shoulders.
That's
Roll
some
me a
poor
d20. Let's see
person's
how close to
house.
that X that you hit.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, can you like run out of arrows?
No.
Oh, I
you
wish
sure?
you could.
Can you what? Sorry? Run out of arrows. Right.
Are you
I
sure?
think the answer is yes. Yeah, you
Yeah.
can run out of arrows.
Stop wasting them.
You can pick them back up again though later, and I don't
Yeah.
think he's used that many.
In your equipment, you got quantity.
Oh, I've got.
You have 20.
I've got 20. Yeah.
Yeah. But you can scavenge them later if you like.
I'll just pick it back from the door.
Okay.
All
I
right.
shoot an arrow at the door.
How close to that X did you hit? Let's roll me an attack.
I got a
And
9.
then one dies. Oh.
Yeah, it hit like, so the X is at like the top of the door. It hit it in like the middle of the door instead. So, everyone sort of saw what you were going for, but they're like silently judging you because of your like bad accuracy.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then loudly judging you because you shot an arrow at a villager's door.
Yeah.
But something else was going to happen at this door, right?
Yes. So if I'm standing right outside it, that's fine, right? 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
Yeah, you don't think that this
Yeah.
door is particularly thick.
All right, cool.
So as you're casting and you're thinking, you're like, is there disease in here? Is there disease in this house? And as that happens, it's almost like the 2 people that are inside the house, 2 of them like light up in your vision. You can sort of detect them. They clearly look like they are poisoned or diseased. And looking at it, you realize that it's not a common disease that you might know, but it does seem like it's a poison. It's some ingested poison, something that they've eaten or something that they've swallowed that is causing this illness.
Cool.
Do you guys want to go check out the lake that runs through the town? Maybe like the lake's stuffed up or something?
The
Yeah,
river,
the start of the river, yeah.
Do you want to go walk over there?
Well, should we check the houses without the crosses on their doors to see if they have like a water tank or something, or
yeah.
or ask them if there's some reason they haven't been drinking from the water?
Oh yeah, sounds good.
I grab my arrow back.
Okay, of course you.
I
Hopefully
take a
no
look at
one's
the map
looking.
and go to the nearest house without a cross.
Okay, you go to the nearest house. It's not too far. A lot of them do have crosses, but yeah, you see this one is bare and it's sort of similarly marked on your map. It looks very similar to the other ones. It's sort of got just a wooden door, quite simple, and a window that you can sort of look in, but it looks like there's some curtains that have been drawn.
Okay, I knock on the door.
A older sort of couple open the door and say, "Who are you, strangers?"
I am an elderly dwarf monk, so you should trust me. I'm a trustworthy dude. We're heroes here to find out the cause of your curse. Have you by any chance drunk from the river recently?
Okay. Just give me a persuasion check. I think it's fine. It's just how trustworthy do they think you really are?
13.
Okay. The couple look at you and look at the rest of the party, and they see the little badges you have as deputies of the town of Toriel, and says, "Ah, you must be heroes. Yeah, if you're here about the curse, you were asking about whether we drank water from the lake. Is that it?"
Yes. From the
Well,
river lake thing, yeah.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. We've actually been drinking from the well we have, and we usually drink from this well. The man turns to you now and says, "Yeah, my grandfather built this well. He dug it up. He was upset with how public drawing water from the river was, and he thought he wanted something in his own backyard. And so he dug up a well to reach the groundwater underneath."
Cool. Thanks very much. Say goodbye, and do you guys want to head up to the river?
Can we go get like a little jar for the well water to see if it's also contaminated? Or to see if there's anything wrong with it or anything special with it?
Can we? Okay.
If you want to.
Okay, so you want to go to the river?
Wait, Zathamar,
What do you want to do?
you should ask the
well.
guy.
Oh yeah. Hey guy, you have a jar that I could use to get some of that well water?
Yeah, of course. He goes and he gets the jar and he sort of takes some time to draw water from the well, and shows it to you and says, "I mean, we don't have many jugs we use. Is it something you need to keep, or is it okay if you just take a look?"
Can we keep it? I'll bring it back.
Do we have our own equipment or anything like that? Like,
I have a water skin where I can hold 4 pints of liquid.
Can we use that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, yeah. We'll
yeah,
use
yeah.
it. Like, it
So
won't
to
go away.
steal this old guy's only jug or something.
So the man spots your water skin and says, "Oh, would you like me to fill that with the water instead?"
Yeah, do it.
Okay, so he fills Zathamar and Tilbelus's water skins with some water from the well, and says, "Okay, will that be anything? I really do hope you help us save the town."
Wait, filled both of them?
Yeah, they both had water skins. They're both
You
keen
never
on.
want to fill one.
Wait, actually, no. Don't fill my one.
Wait.
You're pouring it out now, or you're pouring it back into the jug?
I guess Dr. Mar has the water, so I'll just pour out what I have.
Oh, okay.
Pour it outside his door.
His
Yeah.
grandfather. What the heck?
Sorry.
What dis-
Okay.
You called him "Hey guys," so like,
You guys need respect for these characters.
Yeah, the 300-year-old monk is not happy.
I respect his water and him.
Okay, the man is now sort of looking at you and is a little bit disappointed that one of his water skins has been poured
I
out,
know.
and he walks back inside and says, "All right, I hope you help save the rest of the town," and then he starts waving and starts closing the door.
And I say
will.
thanks and I apologize, mister, for my churlish colleagues. And we start walking towards the river.
Yeah, thank you, good monk, and then he closes the door behind.
Oh, wait, I have a joke to tell him.
Uh,
I asked him, why did the old woman fall in the well?
Why?
Because she couldn't see that well.
Nice one.
Okay, they both laugh good-naturedly, and they say, that's quite funny, actually. It's good to laugh sometimes when the whole town is dying of plague."
oh no.
Okay, so now do we go to the river, or do we want to examine the water?
Do we
How
need-
about we go to the river and you can cast the spells on them?
Yeah.
Set them off.
Okay,
Let's do it.
let's go.
Okay, so you go off to the river with one water skin full of well water and another that is empty. You're sort of going to the river like as it is in the center of town, or?
Yes, in the central town.
Okay, you're sort of in the river in the middle of town. Just to the eye, it's flowing and it looks like normal water should. But Yeah, it is definitely in the center. You can see some villagers off to the side, but further downstream and a little bit further upstream, drawing water from it, and taking it back to their houses.
Can we go and I'm going to go up to them and tell them not to drink the water for a bit, please.
What,
Okay.
just starve?
Just-
I mean, die of thirst.
I don't know.
One of
Go
the
and talk to someone who has a well, maybe, and try and drink their water for a little bit until we've
Good
got this
idea.
sorted out. Yeah.
Okay. One of the people drawing water says, if you think it will help, miss, my neighbor does have a well. I'll go and ask them about it.
Can we like talk to the mayor to tell everyone to stop drinking the river water for a bit?
We should
Try first, everyone.
Can I first ask that dude to point out the neighbor's well on the map and see if it corresponds to a house which is marked safe by the alchemist?
Okay, yeah, good point. The person who's drawing water comes back to you and says, oh, yeah, it is that house. It's strange that it already has a circle on it.
Okay.
But yeah, that's my neighbor's house. And
Cool. Well, then we're pretty certain. So
You want to inspect the water now from the river?
Yeah.
How do we do that?
Do you have a spell?
Oh, detect magic.
But is it not? It's not magic, right?
Cora can't use hers again, can she?
I can.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll use up my other spell slot.
Maybe we should just
but-
grab like a animal or something and
Test it.
guinea pigs.
Yeah,
Like,
Doesn't it-
I'm, like,
It doesn't kill immediately, though, right? So.
Just observe them.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. How long does it take? I asked that guy who drank from the well. I mean, drew the water from the village. How long until people get sick? Has it been like a month since some people got sick, or did they all get sick in like one day?
he turns to you and says, I think the first person was getting sick about last week, but it seemed a little bit isolated then. But yeah, shortly afterwards, a lot more people were getting sick, a lot quicker. And now, as you can see, most of the village has got that cross on their door.
Okay. Well, probably would take a while to wait around and observe test subjects.
Hmm.
Do you reckon it's something that's just died upstream in the water?
But has anyone died from the thing yet? The disease?
Yeah, I think so. Right?
Can we take like a test vial of that river water and then the well water and take it back to the alchemist for him to?
Do some chemical analysis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does anyone have a glass vial?
Water skin.
Water skin.
Oh, my
Yeah.
water skin is still empty, so I'll fill that up with the river water.
Yep.
Shall we go?
All right. So you've now got a water skin full of river water and one full of well water, and you want to go to the alchemist.
Mm.
Yeah.
Who was the other guy? The elder as well. We should go check him out eventually.
Oh, yeah, true.
Oh, yeah.
How about we do the alchemist first so that we can have some like proof when we go and confront him about whatever he is.
Mm.
Yeah.
We run to the alchemist.
Okay.
Yep, we'll run.
Yeah. Hey. It's catching on. So the alchemist opens the door to see a bunch of running adventurers. To be honest, I think he heard you coming much sooner than like he saw you running, especially when you have people running in full chainmail. But he opens the door and says, I mean, you were in a rush. If you discovered something.
And then I pant, water. Water.
Can you please
Do you
examine?
want water? I've got some water for you. And he
No,
goes,
you fool.
Yeah,
I pant in my skin.
Don't call him a fool. Oh, man. Dragonborns are rude.
Yeah.
That's a generalization.
yeah, okay. And you hand him your water skin, you're saying?
Yes.
yeah. Like, and then we ask him, wait, can we test these waters? Like, see if there's anything different in this river water?
And we tell him which one is which.
Okay.
The one I'm holding is the river water.
I can see that going downhill quickly.
Okay. So, yeah. The alchemist turns to you and says, you suspect there's something in the water. I mean, that would explain things, but how would it be that some houses are safe? We all draw from this river, don't we?
There's a well.
Some people will drink
Some
water
houses have wells. Not there's a well.
from...
It's good enough. Explanation.
That would be interesting. Yeah, if you find that these houses that I've marked are the ones that have wells, then yeah, our water supply. Well, you're right. That could be something wrong with it. So,
We tested two and they both got wells. So we think so, Mr. Alchemist.
Okay. So you just want to try and test this water then, and see what's inside it.
Hmm?
As he's doing this, he sort of pours water from the water skins into a sort of much cleaner glass jar that you can sort of see through. Does a little bit of tests, swirls it around a bit, tries to see if there's anything inside. While he's doing this, Cora, you do recognize that the water that was in the river is sort of glowing with that same disease or that same poison that you were detecting in the people. He sort of looks to you and says, "Yeah, I think there might be blood in this water. There's blood of a sort of draconic type. It's known to be bad for humans, especially those who ingest it. But yeah, I'm not quite sure where that could have come from. But yeah, you're right. If people have been drinking this, and if this did indeed come from the river, then yeah, that would be bad news for the town."
I reckon there has been something that's died in the water upstream. That's
In the
happened to
forest?
friends of mine while camping. So, yeah.
Oh.
Well, I guess they've had 300 years to go camping, so I won't doubt you. Yeah, I mean, something could have died, but what kind of draconic creature would die and would live near this area anyway?
Mm.
That's something I'm not certain about. Yeah, but I mean, thank you for making this discovery. It will be a good idea to tell people of the town not to drink water from that river, or at least for now. Look, he looks at the map and says, "I guess we probably have enough wells that people should be able to share. It's certainly a better alternative to dying."
Cool.
Well, how should we? Hang on. Can we take like a test kit with us?
Yeah, okay. He's like, yeah. He shows you these like 2 strips, and you put them in the liquids for long enough, and he works out the difference. So if there's blood inside it, it would go to the draconic blood tab. And he says, "Yeah, this should be able to test for what we've been looking for."
Yeah.
And he gives
Standard draconic water testing kits. I like
Yep.
it.
Yeah, exactly. It was developed in the 1100s.
Cool.
Cool.
Well, how about we go back to the river and walk upstream and have a look and see if there's anything in the water upstream?
Yeah.
Should we tell more people first, or like somehow
Yes.
do that?
He hears you say that and says, "The village elder, a lot of people look up to him. Maybe he could help you spread that message."
Hey, alchemist, is draconic blood poisonous to me, the dragonborn?
Yeah. He turns to you and says, "Well, I mean, it shouldn't be. Yeah, you do look like you're dragonborn after all. But unfortunately, the people of this town, they are humans, and so draconic blood is problematic for them."
That is a very handy trait. If you ever need to poison someone, you can just cut yourself a little bit and pour it in their drink. The wine.
Well, we would need to observe them for like a week.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're off to the village elder. So as you get to a house that looks like the others, you see a small sign on it. It looks like 2 sort of crossed clubs, possibly. But it seems like this is marking the place as the residence of the village elder. And it matches the description that the messenger gave you earlier.
We knock on the door very quietly.
All right, first time you're doing something subtle. Interesting. So an older man sort of opens the door and sees the 5 of you, and he's keen. He sees the badges that you're wearing and says, "Ah, you must be those heroes I sent for."
Have you
Yes.
seen any draconic monsters lately besides, not me, but
Are you calling yourself a monster?
Oh no.
He looks at you and thinks, "No, I've not really seen much draconic stuff going around. Is this related to the curse, you think?"
yes, I believe so.
Right, well, I think the source of it is from those woods. And he sort of points to a section of forest that looks sort of upstream of the river. He says, I hear howling from those forests at night. And I've heard of I've heard tell of people who've gone into that forest and not returned. So I think something in there may have cursed us. And I think that might be why people are dying in the village.
What do you think is up in the woods over there?
I wouldn't know. I mean, it's not a threat for me to deal with, unfortunately. Not one I can anymore. As you can see from the door, I used to be quite the warrior in my prime, but now I'm retired. But you look like you might be able to tell what might be inside that area.
Well, we're thinking of investigating those woods. Do you have any equipment or any potions that could help us?
always looking for a helping hand.
Oh, man.
He turns to you and he's thinking, saying, equipment, potions. I mean, potions would be more of the alchemist thing. I have this here, and he looks around and he finds what looks to you like it seems to be a holy symbol. And so I was given this when I was fighting. It's meant to ward off evil. You may want to have this if you're heading into a place that starts curse. And he gives you a holy symbol. It's like sort of an amulet.
Thank you.
Cool, thanks. Oh wait, sorry. For now, though, we know that people look up to you, and we have it on good evidence that the curse or might be coming through the water. So tell people not to drink the water for now and share wells, please.
All right. He's inclined to believe you, but just in case, quick persuasion check.
Okay. That's all right.
Shouldn't be too difficult. He did hire you after all.
Okay. 19.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
I'm really good at persuading people.
He hears that and he says, "Oh, well, if you think that's what's happening, then that must be true. I'll have the villagers told at once. I'll go talk to the town crier and we'll see if we can announce that for people not to drink from the river. But do you have an alternative, sorry, about where they should drink from if they can't drink water from our river?"
We understand that some people have wells of their own, private wells. So if people could share from their neighbours, just for the time being until we try and fix the problem.
And if you think these wells would be safe, I'll see if any villagers have old wells that maybe they could dig up again. That might be a suggestion I'll make to them. So now, if you excuse me, I'll have to go and tell the town crier, and I believe you have a forest to tend to.
Thanks.
And sort of gently ushers you out and closes the door behind him and heads off to what you assume is going to be the town crier's place.
Cool. So we head up to the forest.
All right, so you head up to the forest. So as you go there, the forest looks quite similar to what it did when you were looking for the yew leaves. It's similar levels of trees and lots of leaves on the ground. Although you do see a little bit further, it looks maybe that it's about 60 feet away. You see that it's starting to have a bit of a clearing. So the trees are sort of becoming less dense, and the river is sort of coming from that area that you think is up ahead, a clearing in sort of the forest.
And there's a clearing up ahead. And it's a big forest. How are we going to find where the howling comes from? Do you think we should wait until night?
That might be a bit dangerous.
I don't think we ever established a time, so I think it's about 3 p.m. right now. But,
Okay.
We can check out where the river's coming from and see if we can see anything first, and then we might have to stake out or something. Yeah. But before we go in that pathway, I'd like to check the ground, just check for things.
Yeah, fair enough. Okay, give me an investigation check.
Oh, okay.
I was
shouldn't
deciding
have
on
been
this. Well, you've said
the
it.
one to do this, but that's okay. I will investigate. 10.
Yeah, as you look at the ground, you notice that while there are leaves on all of it, some parts seem to be much denser than others. Some parts seem to have sticks as well as leaves, but you see circles of patches that just seem to be leaves.
Circles of patches. Can I just shoot arrows at the circles?
Sure.
You're going to have to go and get your arrows if they go through the covering.
Oh, yeah.
Can I just pick up a rock and throw it at the patches?
Yep. So you pick up a rock and throw it into one of those sort of circles, like leaves. And indeed, as it hits, you do see it go through. You knock a leaf out of the way and go through.
Good thinking,
You
Cora.
don't see anything collapse, but you do see a disappearing rock.
Oh no. I bet that was the spikes there as well, like we saw before.
Okay.
yeah.
Well, I walk up to the circle and try and scrape the leaves around the edge of the circle, inwards, see if it gives way.
Okay, so you're trying to make it collapse from the edge.
Yeah.
Roll me an athletics check. It's not too hard. I don't think you're sort of just around the edges and doing it.
20.
Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, so you're very sort of nimble and quick as you do this. You do one motion and you make a circle with a stick around you. And as you do that, you see leaves collapse inwards and similar spikes to what you had seen earlier coming out of the ground.
Do you reckon I should just do that for all of them, guys, so we don't fall in future?
Yeah, do it.
Yeah, and to say with that roll that you got, you did manage to look at everyone or all the other sort of circles, and you carve around their edges, and now you can see actual just pits, not hidden anymore, that have spikes in them, and the sort of safer areas around there that don't.
Are they just scattered around the clearing, or are they ringing like something?
Yeah, they seem to be around. They're still in the forest, but they're around like the edges of the clearing. So
Okay.
it's a sort of around a circle. Now that you've cut them all out, you can sort of see that.
And there's nothing in the clearing, though.
Yeah, there's nothing in the clearing.
Hang on. If the thing comes back and sees all the traps set off, maybe it'll look in the holes, see if there's any dead people in there or something. Should we like wait in the forest and hide out until it comes back?
Do you want to take a long rest?
We can.
Sleep.
But how do we know that the blood is not from a corpse or something?
Yeah. Have we actually looked at the
Yeah.
thing?
Can we check the
Look at
river?
this.
Looked at the water.
Spring or whatever it's coming from.
Walk alongside the river.
Okay, so the river is
Yeah, let's do
leading into the clearing. Roll me. How about all of you roll me a wisdom perception check?
So I got 10.
Fire.
24.
5.
24, 5.
24.
Yeah, 10, 24, 5.
Oh, 12.
24.
Oh.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I've got a 3.
All right. I think Gul'dan and Cora, you're sort of very intently looking at the river and following it up, making sure you don't you're looking down a lot, making sure you don't trip on rocks, making sure you don't, hurt yourself. But you're not really aware of the rest of your surroundings. Zathramar and Brofestus, you've got a little bit like a better sense of your surroundings. As you look up, you see that the clearing, part of the clearing near the far end of it now, it looks like there might be something there, and Tobellus can see what is there, and that it's clearly someone had made camp in that area, or a group had made camp in that area. And actually, it's hard to see, but she could see that there are some creatures maybe hiding in the edge of the forest, at the far end, the other side of the clearing. So a little bit of a camp, what looks like the remains of a fire in the center, and some creatures hiding in the trees on the other end. It's quite far away, so you're quite good to notice it.
Wait, how many creatures did we see?
You saw 3 creatures sort of in the forest. It's quite far away, so it's hard to tell size and shape and color. But
So
you
they're
could
quite
see-
far away from the clearing.
Yeah, it's quite a big clearing.
Okay.
And so you sort of started from one side, and they're all the way down the other end.
Can I just sneak up to them using my sneakiness? Like, I mean, if they're just campers from the village, like.
Okay. I don't think you know anyone's there yet. Tilbellus is the only one that did know.
Oh, okay.
But you did see the site. So if you want to sneak up to it, that's okay. Roll me a stealth check.
20.
All right. So you managed to get real close to this campsite that you saw. You see, there was indeed like a fire in the middle and some logs on the outside. It looks quite good. Quite nice, actually. And as you get closer, you see some creatures in the forests. And you notice that one of them is a kobold. And actually, you think it looks really familiar to you, almost like you've seen this kobold before. And you see with it a few more kobolds inside, at the edge of that forest area.
I come back and I
okay.
say, hey guys, there are kobolds there, and one of them's like really familiar. Maybe we saw him at the cave.
Wait.
Should we test the water here? See if we've already gone past the dead kobold. If it turns out it's still poisoned up here, then it means the dead kobold's further upstream. What do you guys want to do?
That's a good idea. Do we have our kit with us?
Yeah. So I take the kit. How many strips of thing have we got?
Yeah, I think you've just got 2. It's for when you put it in, it will tell you. So yeah, you got 2 of them.
Oh, okay. Well,
Designed for like a control and not a control, but
okay. Well, maybe we should wait and just walk up the stream and see if there's a dead kobold in the river. You guys want to, or?
It's also possible that it's not
dead.
Yeah. It could be like you said that Zathramar could like cut himself and then put blood in. Like they could do that too, And they obviously tried to like hide, and they're camping next to the thing. So it's possible this is a deliberate, malicious thing.
That would be disturbing. They've just got like one of the kobolds strung up over the river with like, and are periodically
know,
cutting it and
like-
bleeding it into the river.
To prank
Yeah.
the film.
It would. I don't know.
Shall we keep walking upstream then?
Wait, just one question. That kobold that you said was a bit familiar. Was that like the chief kobold that we didn't kill?
Yeah, I don't
I'm
think.
pretty sure we didn't kill one.
I think one of them escaped, didn't it? He wasn't the chief.
Hmm.
But
Wait,
what did we do with the chief?
we didn't even do.
Did we
didn't
kill
even
him?
kill the chief. We didn't kill him.
Did we wrap that up even?
You did tie him up, and I think you may have tried to sell him, but I don't know. That.
Oh, hang on.
Oh,
No, didn't we cut his
Wait.
skin off and sell his
Yeah,
skin?
didn't.
We
So,
skinned him, right?
goodness. Okay, so he's dead, I
we
think.
got 30 silver.
No, but
There
there was
was-
the one at the cave mouth that ran away.
Yeah,
Do you
there's
remember
just
that?
a normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it did look like a normal kobold to Profestus, but also a familiar one.
Okay. How many did I see again? I saw the leader and I saw a few others, right?
I think you saw about 6 in the
6.
sorry.
6.
6 kobolds.
Let us not die.
And it's 3 o'clock, so it's the middle of the day, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
And they don't like sun very much.
Oh, yeah.
Should we
So-
ambush them now?
Yeah.
Now's the best time.
I'm thinking.
Because I'm pretty sure they're debuffed when there's sunlight.
Are all kobolds evil? Or is it a possibility that
Yes,
they're not?
Well, yeah, so they have tendencies. All creatures have tendencies. And their one, I believe, is lawful evil, which is like
Okay.
they do things for evil just means you're out for your own interests. And lawful is you do what other people tell you.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's basically that. However, like that's true for like half elves and tieflings and stuff as well. Like that, everyone has like an alignment, but that doesn't stop people from straying away from it.
Hmm.
What do you reckon someone intimidating walks up to them and says, "Hey, we've got a host of heroes nearby," and you try and intimidate them into fleeing or telling you what they're doing there?
We have that spell, the booming voice that Goldon has.
Mm.
Yeah.
Again.
You want me to walk up to them?
Tell them you're some magical big shot and ask them what they're doing here.
Oh, you remember
Sounds good.
last time? Do you remember last time how we got the kobolds out by like doing that earthquake thing, didn't we?
Yeah.
So we can like
Yeah.
chuck out the earthquake thing again. Oh no, I can make a sound which sounds like thunder. So then I can make like a loud sound somewhere, and then they might split up and check it out again or something.
Well,
Where are all of
What do you
right
want to
now?
do?
Like, so
Oh.
obviously you're along the river, but
Oh, yeah,
like,
where are we?
how far into the clearing have you come? Are you still at the start? Are you like?
out of sight of them, but like near enough that we can sort of like look at them.
Not even near
Right.
it.
If you want to be out of sight of them, I'm going to get everyone to roll me a stealth check.
Okay.
If you want to be
I
able to
mean,
see
if we're
them-
about to attack, we shouldn't be standing way away.
Yeah, no, if you're close, like it's fine. But just everyone roll me
Yeah.
a stealth check to see how well hidden you are.
Does mine from last time count?
Fine, yeah, sure.
You know what's fun about stealth? I have disadvantage on stealth.
Oh, I know.
Okay. Let's do this. Aha! Oh wait, I'm lucky.
Yeah.
I rolled a 1,
Oh
but
my gosh.
oh my goodness. Okay,
You're lucky.
8.
Wait, you rolled a 1. How'd you get an 8?
I rolled twice. One of them was a 1, but I'm lucky because I'm a halfling, and so I can roll again if I get a 1. But I got an 8, so it's still not great.
I rolled a 1 as well.
Oh, okay. All right.
I got a
Um,
21.
Oh,
21
21. Somehow. I don't know.
Dang.
how.
on a disadvantage.
Yes.
That's amazing.
What?
Is that the right?
I got a 10.
Okay. All right. So as you're looking at them and you're sort of forming plans and deciding what you might want to do with the kobolds, you can see one of them sort of pointing in your direction. They're like sort of turning to their friends.
No.
They're pointing at Gul'dan in particular. They're seeing these giant spikes sticking up above a wooden log. And you can sort of see them huddle together and then retreat a little bit into the forest.
Oh no.
Gordon, go do your intimidation thing.
We'll just chase after them, and then I'll intimidate them or something.
All right, so you're running after them.
Yeah, because like I'm
Ooh.
Wait, what is the purpose of intimidating them? To
well,
convince them?
I was
or-
just thinking we could
Cool.
ask them what they're up to because they might not actually be like. You might not
Okay.
even need to fight them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Sure.
Okay, so you're running after some fleeing kobolds or some
Yeah.
retreating kobolds.
Yeah.
All right, give me.
Are they just going to keep running away from you? You might need to like shout like.
Yeah, if you intimidate,
Wait.
do they do what you want or do they just run away?
Depends how intimidating, right?
Or are you meant to, is that more like persuasion?
Gordon, it's up to you. You need to ask them something. Get them to do what you want.
Right. So wait, I chase after them first while screaming, "Oi, come back! You dropped your important thing."
That's
Okay, that's a charisma persuasion check if I've ever seen one.
Persuasion, right?
Oh, no.
Yep.
Okay, come on, roll something good. Roll something good. Roll something good. All right, got a 19.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
All right. Okay, so as you go a bit closer to them, also give me a strength athletics check to see like how much ground you make up.
I got a 14.
Okay, cool. So as you get a bit closer, you can still see like all six, and as you're shouting that out, most of them stop. 4 of them stop and like turn around to take a look at what they may have lost, and they wonder, "What is that? Another kobold friend of ours?" As they look, 2 of them though are still running away.
And then I use that cantrip I have to change my eyes into the same eyes as the kobold.
Okay, so thaumaturgy to have kobold eyes.
Yes, cool.
I'm like, guys, I'm in disguise. I'm in disguise. I'm actually one of you guys. I come back quick.
All right, that's going to be another persuasion check. You're telling them that you are a kobold. Okay, yeah.
All right. But I made my eyes the kobold eyes. So, you know.
Yeah, it helps.
Oh, I got 23.
What?
Wow.
How is this working?
Nice.
So for the 4 that had stopped, they like start running towards you, and they come towards you and they said, "Oh, are you backup? We weren't sure. We were expecting someone else, but I mean, we might need it if people in town are catching on to what we're doing."
Yeah, and I was like, "Oh, guys, look, let's sit down and talk. Let's sit down and talk." We go back to the same place that they were at before, right?
Okay, you go to the edge of the clearing.
How many of them have come?
4 of them the same 4 that had stopped have come with.
And then I told them, yeah, I'm back up because I was sick. I was sick last week or whatever it was. I was sick a month ago, and I finally recovered. So I caught up to you guys. So what are you up to? What's the plan now? How are you going to destroy the village?
Well, I mean, we were just doing what we've been told to do from the start, keeping their water poisoned. We've just been sort of cutting ourselves above the water at regular times in the day. If you're the backup, I think it might be your turn next, actually.
Yeah. I'll do it in a sec, but I'm just pretty tired from chasing you guys. Sorry, I need to go pee quickly. Yeah, just go ahead, just chill out. I'll be back in a sec. I need a pee.
Right. They sort of let you walk away while they sort of sit there a little bit confused, not entirely sure what to do. But they are now sort of closer to their campsite in the clearing.
Yeah. And then I quickly turn around and scream, "Oh, guys, continue cutting yourselves. Like, you're doing a good job." Then I just return back to the group.
Okay. Yeah.
And I tell the group what happened.
Yeah. All right. You got a summary of his minor
What happened?
kobold
Should
infiltration.
we move further away? Maybe.
Can we attack them?
Or
ambush.
I reckon there are 4 of them.
Yeah, we can take them on.
Hey, shall we?
Okay.
Sure.
okay.
Cool.
Who goes first in what initiative?
Yeah. If
Sure.
you want to
After
attack,
roll.
if you want to attack, roll initiative.
I got 20.
Oh, I got 2.
19.
Got 4.
Oh, did you also get 4?
20, Cora,
Did you get 4?
19.
Yeah.
I got 14.
So you're saying both Tibellus and Zathramar got 4?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Not
So,
very
so
keen.
you have to decide between the two of you who goes first.
You can
And,
go first.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. I'll go first then.
and
But I think
Gul'dan
it'll
got
be better if like
14?
can heal people later.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, cool. So, Brofestus, you're up first.
How far away am I from the nearest kobold?
That's a good question. I think 30 feet would be a bit too close. So I think you're probably closer to like 30 meters. So it's like 90 feet away.
Okay. And my walking speed is 35 feet, but can I be like a running speed for my turn, or does that not how it works?
But I think you can go beyond your movement if that's the only thing you're doing that turn.
Well, I'll just walk so that I'm within range for my boomerang.
All right.
You said
fine.
I'm 90 feet away.
Yeah.
My range is 60, and then in brackets 120, 60 to 120. So I run
So-
within 60 feet.
Yeah. So
And-
60 feet is a normal attack. That 120 in brackets, that is you can go at that range, but you're rolling at a disadvantage if you're
Okay.
between 60.
So I walk to within 60 feet and
Okay.
throw my boomerang at the nearest kobold.
right. Very good.
I get a 21 for my hit DC,
Yep, you definitely hit it.
and damage is 6.
All right. You also kill it.
Oh yeah.
How did you kill this kobold with your boomerang?
So the boomerang came in and hit him straight in the skull. Because it's a heavy, sharp boomerang, not one of those blunt Aborigine ones. It just like lodges straight in his skull, and it looks like he's got a horn sticking out, but it's actually like just gone like, yeah.
All right. Well, that's pretty good. That didn't come back to you then because it lodged into their skulls. Yeah, that's how that happened. All right. Cora, you're up next.
Cool. So I assume I'm also 90 feet away, which
Yeah.
means do I have to just like run closer to them as an action? Because I don't
You have
think I
javelins,
can.
don't you? What's the range on
Yeah,
javelin?
like 30 feet.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just going to say that you can do a strength athletics check, and that will be the amount of extra feet you can run.
18,
What's your speed?
25.
25. So, yeah, you'll go, 43 feet instead. So you're now 47 feet away from the nearest kobold.
Okay. Mm.
But that's your turn.
All right, yeah.
Yeah.
I have
Okay.
run.
Yeah, you're sort of sprinting in there. All right, cool done. You're up.
Okay, so I have this thing called Eldritch Blast,
Mm-hmm.
and the range is 120 feet, so I can just stay where I am.
Yeah.
And I'll just like blast the nearest, no, the kobold that's the furthest away.
Okay, fine. You're hitting the furthest kobold with Eldritch Blast.
What does an Eldritch Blast do?
The beam of crackling energy streaks towards a creature within range. It just does a bunch of damage.
Roll me an attack.
23.
So that definitely hit. Roll me damage, which I think is 1d10.
Oh crap! 1 damage.
Aw.
That's all right. So the Eldritch Blast, it hit, but it seemed to have like skimmed the side of kobold's shoulder or arm. So that like it definitely hurt them. It felt a bit burnt and annoyed in their arm. But the majority of the power went sort of past them. Okay, now it's actually the kobolds up next. So one has been hit, one has been killed, and 2 are sort of just there and have seen a little bit of this happening. So they decide the 3 that are there, they decide to try retreating back into the sort of clearing of the forest.
How far did they retreat?
They managed to move about 30 feet.
So how far away are they right now?
120, right, from the
Yeah,
start?
120 from Zathramar and Tibellus. Gul'dan, because he didn't move.
I attacked them.
All right, so you're going to try and fire an arrow into them from
Yes.
where you are. Okay, very good. Roll me an attack.
24.
Yeah, I mean, that definitely hits. Roll me damage.
5.
Yeah, so that kills it. So I guess you got an arrow straight into, I'm going to say it's back while you're thinking. the arrow goes like straight into like the back near its neck, and it just sort of falls down dead. The others that are running away like look at it as that's happened, and they think, "Oh no." Okay, keep going.
So we should keep one alive, right?
A questioning.
I
Yeah,
think
like,
so, probably.
and maybe to get the others back as well. Or why don't we let one run off and we follow it back to its friend so that we get the other two? Maybe the injured one, the one that Gul'dan glanced.
Is that one still running into the forest as well?
Yeah. So there's one injured kobold and one healthy kobold running into the forest together, and two dead, one in the clearing and one in the forest. Till Bellis.
Wait, are we still in combat, or can we like start chasing after them?
Yeah, I don't mind if you end combat here. They sort of have ran away.
Or do we
But if you want to do another attack, you can.
There are two alive. There's one uninjured and one injured.
So just kill off one, if I can. I don't know.
Okay, you want to try that?
Yeah, I'll just shoot an arrow at it.
You've got 120 feet of range, so yeah.
Oh gosh, I'm gonna die.
You're
Okay,
frozen.
this will not hit. I got 4.
Natural one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So you go to shoot an arrow at them, and as that happens, you pull the string of your bow back a little bit too hard, and it snaps. And so the arrow doesn't fly, and thankfully you seem to be okay. But your bow seems to be kind of unusable for the time.
No. Oh no.
I think at this point combat is over, and they're sort of retreating in the forest. What would you like to do?
Run after them.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you give chase. So all of you give me a strength athletics check. Let's see.
Athletics?
Yeah, strength athletics. Let's see how well you run after them.
Got a 14.
Oh, I got a 10.
16,
I had 14 and 10.
16.
16?
10.
14.
21.
21. Wow.
Why didn't this number come earlier?
And Gul'dan?
7.
7. Okay. So some of you are managing better than others, but Tilvelis is out the front and is tracking them well, making sure she sees any time a kobold goes around a tree or around a corner. She's always got it in sight. Just give me Dex acrobatics checks to see that you're not running over the now uncovered holes
Oh, yikes.
that Professor has made. You can see them at least, so they're not perception things. This is just
18.
Oh, everyone's rolling for this.
Yeah, and actually the kobolds
7.
too.
18.
6.
Oh,
I got 11.
11, 6. Golda?
21.
Wow.
Oh. So good.
All right. So as you're running, Cora, you're concentrating quite hard on catching up, and one of your feet does slip, and yeah, let's give me a dex saving throw to see how this comes out.
Wait, can I cast like cantrip on her?
10.
Can
Yeah,
I?
sure. You want to cast a guidance?
Guidance?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, what
Okay,
does that
so
do?
Roll another d4, and you can add that to your.
Okay, 3.
All right.
So
Yeah, you're slipping, and you go to catch yourself sort of on the edge. It's quite a deep trap after all, and you're not particularly tall. You manage to catch yourself on the edge of the trap, but you're struggling to pull yourself up once you're there. You do notice underneath you a dead kobold in the spikes.
Ooh.
Oh,
It looks quite fresh. It looks like maybe this happened while they were running. And indeed, Tilvelis is only really tracking one of them while this is all going on.
So we've only got one kobold left.
And a team
Besides
member,
the two who ran away.
and a team member in the spike pit.
Yep.
I'll go back and help Cora,
Okay.
and then she can follow me, like follow my footsteps afterwards.
Okay. All right. So you give Cora a helping hand, get her out of the trap. And yeah, the rest of you, you're still making chase. As you get a little bit closer, you see that the kobold is slowing down, and you start to catch a glimpse of the other two that had escaped before. And at the same time, you hear a little bit of howling, and two wolves come and try and like chase you as well. So I think this might be.
This is a lot.
Can we assume that I got my boomerang out of the dude as I ran past?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, we don't have to. I can use a different weapon, but
Can I?
what's right?
I think it's possible that you grabbed it on your way, like while you
Okay.
were running.
Yeah,
Can I
cool.
just shoot an arrow at the kobold that's running? Because we see there's another two as well.
And kill it. Oh
Yeah.
wait, that's it.
I
But
think at this point you might be in combat if you want to do this.
Okay.
So we're going to roll initiative again, and then quickly check.
How far away are we from all of them?
Yeah, so you're making some ground. So you're about, I want to say about 30 feet away from the one that was running, and he's about 30 feet away from the other two.
Okay.
And the
And
wolves
where are
are-
the wolves?
Yeah, the wolves are coming at you. They're about 20 feet away.
Ooh, they're closer.
Yeah.
I got a 5, by the way.
Initiative.
Yeah.
I got a 9.
5, 9.
8.
8.
8.
Oh,
7.
you can go first.
Was that a 7, Golda? 7, 8.
We all rolled so bad.
Wow, amazing.
No one
Bells, what
wants
did
to
you
be
get?
here.
Tell me the wolves will attack first.
You're tired. Wow. Okay. And let's just check for that. Yep. Okay. So as it's all happening, the wolves manage to make their ground first, and they attack. One attacks Tilbellas, who is up the front, and the other goes to attack Zathraman. So how did they do?
Uh-oh.
Both of them, they're coming, and they're having a little. They're like managing to sort of run after you, but then they go to leap to bite you, but you manage to run away from them. You manage to make more ground while you're running than while they're leaping. So you both manage to sort of get away from the wolves. Okay, and then the kobold that was running away manages to alert his two friends as he's running. And the friends see the 6 of you, and they try and attack with their slings. Again, same 2 targets. So one tries to attack Tilbellas, and Zathra. Zathra, what was your armor class?
13.
Yeah, okay. So they manage to land a hit on you, although Tilbellas sees a rock flying past her head, and sees that and thinks, yeah, well, I'm glad that they missed that. And the kobold manages to do 3 damage
Oh,
to
not too bad.
Zathramar.
Also kind of wimpy.
Yeah.
Okay, on to Brofestus.
So I'm 30 feet away from the
Away
kobold,
from the
and
kobold, yeah.
how far from Zathramar and the wolves?
I think the 3 of you sort of in a similar pack. So you're quite close. You're maybe a little bit further behind them, but you're sort of just behind them, but you're basically all together.
Okay, well, I do a unarmed strike on a wolf.
Okay.
And I can use my bonus action later, can't I? If it turns out to
Yes.
be pretty unsuccessful.
Yeah, I think that's how that works. So,
So-
give me.
DC is 15,
Oh, so you rolled, yeah, 15.
Yeah.
So for 1. Okay, roll me another one.
and 17.
All right, both of them managed to hit the wolf. Now roll me damage.
The first one does 7 damage. The second one does 7 damage.
Oh, massive.
Okay, again, you managed to kill a wolf with your bare hands while chasing it.
Love doing that.
I'm thinking one punch sort of you used it to uppercut like the wolf like up a bit of space, and then the other one sort of knocked it straight in the head, and it's not getting up from that. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. All right, now between Cora and Tilbellas, I think you're both same. Who goes first? Up to you.
Cora can go first.
All right.
Okay. Cool. How far away am I from?
So you're
above-
lagging behind a little bit because you've been fallen down into a pit. So
Mhm.
let's say you're about 30 feet away from your friends. Let's see, 60 feet away from the first kobold and 80 away from the other 2.
Okay. Are the wolves?
Yeah, 30, the
Okay.
wolves are with your friends, so you're 30 feet away from.
Oh,
well,
okay.
There's just one wolf left. One's been KO'd.
Cool. All right. I'm gonna chuck a javelin then at a wolf on my friends. Yeah.
Okay, so you go to throw a javelin at the wolf. Roll me a attack.
25.
Wow, is that a crit? Were you plus
No, 19.
Ah, so close.
Very close. Yeah.
Okay, so that definitely hit. Now roll me
Mhm.
damage.
8.
Okay, so you managed to get the javelin into a wolf's sort of leg. You can see it's kind of limping after the javelin sort of goes through its like Achilles tendon. If wolves have the equivalent version of those. It's not dead, but it's sort of bleeding and, it's not like loving life. Silvella's.
Wait, so everyone is like huddled up, basically?
Yeah.
Wait, so who hasn't attacked? Bathroom hasn't? Gul'dan hasn't?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I use Bless on them? And on, so Professors will attack first, right? Yeah, can I cast Bless on Gul'dan, Professors, and Saturma, please?
Okay, so you cast Bless on those 3 targets, and they feel sort of an energy inside them. They feel like that they have some divine presence. Now, let them know, what does Bless do?
So when you make an attack roll or saving throw, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw.
Thank you very much.
So that's that. I think that's your turn. So, Gul'dan, you're up next.
Okay. Well, I used a spell last time, so I can still use the spell once, right?
Did you use a spell, or were you? Because Eldritch Blast is a cantrip.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Okay, didn't know that. Like I'll probably use it again then.
Okay. Eldritch Blast on what creature?
I'll use it on the wolf. Okay, so I roll 20.
All right. Very good.
And
Roll
should
me
I
damage.
do the D4 as well, or is it okay?
Yeah, you don't have to add it. The rule is you just have to make your decision before I say something. Is like before I say that hit or that didn't hit. But yeah, it's
well,
up to you.
D4's gonna hit, so it not roll the D4.
Yeah.
Okay, it did 2 damage. Does it kill the wolf?
No, the wolf is quite badly limping. The energy from the blast, you feel like almost cauterized the wound, so like stop the bleeding from happening. But it has like definitely burnt the wolf to a point where it's not really keen on following anyone anymore. It's sort of more interested in licking its own wounds right now. Now, while this is happening, so you've been sort of focused on what you can see, and what you've been able to see is the that wolf that's near you. There's kobolds sort of further away, but suddenly, from just sort of out of your sight, a man dressed in, or what appears to be a man dressed in like sort of dark robes with a hood, sort of comes out and stands near those 2 kobolds that were like the furthest away. He's got a staff in one hand, sort of goes and sees you and like locks eyes. Well, stares straight at you. I don't think you can see their eyes. And you can tell that it's a bit of a magician. And at this point, he casts a spell aimed straight at Tilbellus. So
Oh, yikes.
this,
He wearing a black robe.
yes.
Oh, he's totally the guy who the lead kobold told us about last time.
All right. Now, how does this go? Ooh, well that hit.
Oh, no.
All right, and damage. It does 5 damage.
Okay.
It's a blast of fire sort of comes out of his hand. You can kind of wonder why he has a staff when things come out of his hand, and sort of hits you in the shoulder. And then the kobold. So the one that you're running away from now sort of turns around and pulls out their sling, and the other 2 do similarly, trying to attack the 3 of you that are close. 2 of them aren't very good shots. It's still quite far away, but one of them manages a solid hit, and this one is hitting Profestus near the front. It does 6 damage.
Oh man, I'll take that off.
Yep, and that's it for the kobolds.
Do I get to attack yet?
Oh, sorry. At this point, yes, that's right. You can get to attack.
Oh yes, I want to attack the magician because I hate magic.
That seems fair.
What do you
Okay.
attack with?
I attack with my longbow.
All right, very good.
Well,
Yep, roll me attack.
I got 12.
Yeah, so as you fire at him, and the arrow goes, and it hits. Like, you don't see him wearing armor. It looks like he's just wearing robes, but it looks like it hits something right before his robes, and then just falls down to the ground.
Wait,
It seems a
there's
little
a
bit.
D4 thing.
I hate magic.
You didn't use the D4 thing.
Oh, can I use a D4 thing?
I don't think you
Oh,
can
sorry.
anymore. Not
Yeah.
after
No,
I've described
it's too
it. It's all right. It's valid as long as Tavelis keeps a concentration for a minute.
I still haven't done my attack with it, so it's not useless. It can still be used.
Yeah, I haven't used it yet.
Oh, you each have one, so it's not like the three of you have the chance to use it separately. Okay, Profestus, you're up.
I attempt to sneak off to the side and get closer to the magician without him noticing. I just run off into the side in the trees and run towards him. How far is he away?
So from where you were, he's close to the cover, so it's still about what do we say, about 50 feet.
50 feet. Okay. Because I'm thinking if we try and use ranged weapons, then they might hit that invisible barrier. So I might run up close. 60 feet, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I go my full distance, 35 feet.
Okay.
Actually, I can go further, right, if I don't attack, can't I?
Yeah, sure.
Since I'm sneaking, I attempt to sneak first.
Okay.
I sneak off to the side and see, as I'm sneaking, whether he looks and follows me with his eyes.
So give me a stealth check. If you're sneaking, I don't think you can go further than your speed because
Oh, I got an
you're trying
8.
to be stealthy. An 8?
Yeah.
Okay. As you're sort of crouching, trying to stay low, and you can sense that his gaze is like fixed upon you as you're moving, sort of tracking your movements as you go across. But you are now closer to him at least.
Okay, so 35 feet closer, my walking speed.
So you're about 25 feet away now. Yeah.
Okay, go for it, people.
All right. I think it's Cora next.
Oh, okay. Wait, what is the happening? What is happening?
I think you're still near the pit. I don't think you ever moved away from it.
Oh, yeah.
You've got
Okay.
the injured wolf near your friends. Yeah, so it's 30 feet away from you. You've got a kobold 50 feet away from you. You've got 2 more kobolds now 70 feet away from you, and a mage also 70 feet away from you.
I'll just run up to closer to where my friends are. I walk really slowly though, so still going like 5 feet away. But yeah, I'll move and then.
I think you can probably hit the wolf with your sword from
Yeah.
that distance.
Yeah, okay.
It's a very long sword.
It has to have a 5-foot reach, actually.
Yeah, it is a sword longer than reach is longer than you.
Yeah.
Oh,
All right, and then I'll
Alright.
just.
Do you
kill
want
the wolf,
to
hopefully.
mercifully stab this wolf while
Yes.
yeah, okay, go for it.
Ah, dang it. 11. Oh.
Okay, so it's quite badly injured, so it's not really doing any dodges away from you or anything, and you manage to sort of stab it like quite cleanly, put it out of its misery. Now, Tilbellus, you're up.
I'll just shoot an arrow at the wizard.
I don't think you're shooting an arrow at anything. With what?
Oh wait, with one. Wait, I forgot.
Just throws the arrow.
Russians in World War II.
Wait,
You have
what?
either arrows or bow, not both.
You can take one of my darts and throw it at him.
I don't know if she could
How
reach
does
you.
that
Though.
work?
Oh yeah, I'm 5 feet away, yeah.
Yeah, I do have it. So I'll use guiding bolt then. Oh, that's an overkill though.
Yeah, do it. Destroy him. Magicians, destroy them.
All right, guiding bolt on what? One of the 3 kobolds or the wizard?
I'll go with the wizard. Kill the
Yeah.
wizard. Wait, should we kill the wizard or should we? So what do you guys think? Should we?
You
try to
probably
kill the
won't
wizard?
kill him in one go,
I
right?
guess I won't.
Yeah.
I hope not. I hope not.
All right,
Hmm.
so roll me an attack.
Alright, so 23.
Yeah, okay, that hit.
Hit 50.
Yeah, it does hit him. Now roll me
Oh,
4
yeah.
d6s.
Oh, wait.
Oh
What?
my goodness.
I didn't know
I don't know
that.
what to do. Oh god. Well, it's not adding up.
Now he'll probably have quite a bit of health. Like he'll probably have more than 36 health.
6, 4, 4, 2, 16.
Did you kill him?
Yeah, so
Yes.
You managed to incinerate the wizard.
What?
There's no trace of him left after
But hang on.
the guiding
I've
bolt.
got 26 health points. How does he have less than that?
Hey, wizards are squishy.
It's a squishy. Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Can we please make that the title of this video? Wizards are squishy.
We'll think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a flash of bright light goes and strikes him, and as it does, it completely lights up. Everything becomes white for a bit. You just see this white silhouette, and then suddenly the light dies down, and you see nothing, not even an ash or like remnants. The wizard is just gone.
Nice.
My goodness. You
Yeah.
can't even search his pocket. Sorry.
What have I done?
Why is your attack like that?
All right, Gul'dan, would you
I'm
like
never
to do
messing
anything to these kobolds?
So there's 2 left, right?
I think there's still 3 kobolds
Oh, sorry.
around.
Hmm.
And one's still injured, right?
No, I think Cora discovered an injured kobold in the spike pit, and you saw it as well as you were
Okay.
pulling her out.
Okay, so I have this this spell where I can like run really fast towards them. So I might like use that spell and just run really close to them. Or like no, run within like 20 feet of them.
Because the count is a bonus action, so you can still do something if you do that.
Okay, so I'll just run really close to them and chuck a bonfire in front of them so that they can't keep running forward. From us.
Okay, so you want to block off their exit with the
Yeah.
bonfire.
They have to like turn around, right? Or like
Okay.
run.
Yeah, fine. And then you want to try and damage them with this bonfire as well, or you just
Yeah,
sort of
might as
behind it? Okay. Yep. All right. So they both caught that, so they don't really notice, and they see a bonfire sort of start around them. The fire, as it comes up, it manages to burn them both, and they start screaming for a bit, and then suddenly there's silence as you see both of them sort of perish in
Oh my
the
goodness.
flames of the bonfire.
Oh no. Wait, kobolds are really.
All right.
Flammable.
Zatharma.
Are they dead?
They're dead. There's still one left, and
Do I
there was
have
one that
to
was closest to you in the
Please
first
capture
place.
him.
One that's
Are we
30 feet
trying to
away.
get information? We're just trying to kill everyone.
So whose turn is it now?
Zatharma.
Ooh. And we've got one person left.
Capture it.
You have one kobold left, 20 feet away from you.
Is he completely healthy?
Yeah, he's been fine. He's a little bit emotionally scarred after seeing everything that's happened around him.
Burnt everyone.
But physically, he seems okay.
All right, can I just throw some rope around him?
Okay, all right. Sure. So you make like a brief lasso or something, and you try and throw it around the kobold.
Yeah, like a cowboy.
So just roll me a dexterity check.
I got a 19.
Okay, well. So amazingly, in 6 seconds, you managed to make a very good lasso, and you managed to throw it quite swiftly, so that it lands on the kobold. And you're fortunate that you do this, because as that happens, you see the kobold looking around, trying to escape, but yeah, you've managed to tie him up pretty well.
Nice.
Is that
let's
fighting
go.
over?
I think, yeah, that's combat over for today, or for now. We'll see.
Let's interrogate him. What do you know?
All right, Kobold is standing there and says, "What do you want?"
Who was that magician?
He was just the one who gave us orders. He would tell us what we'd do, and he would, he'd give us some money, and we'd do a job, and yeah, he'd help us run things.
It's the same response as the first cobalt from 2 weeks ago. Someone else interrogated him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slap him and say, where did the magician come from, or how do we... Does he have a lair?
No, I mean, we camp out in this forest sometimes, and yeah, magician just came one day and offered us some gold, told us it's going to involve kidnapping some people, sometimes some other things, and yeah, we've just been following him. Now, please don't kill me.
Is that the only magician that's contacted you, or are there more?
I mean, I'm sure there's more in the world, but yeah, this is the only one I've been working with.
Wait, was he the one that told you to cut yourself?
Sorry. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Someone, I assume, someone had paid us to poison the town, and we just been on a roster of, feeding some kobold blood into the like river every as frequently as we need to, and yeah.
Do you have a settlement or some sort of kobold town where we can go to ask more people about where this wizard is? Or where, I mean, not where he is. He's obviously dead in a puff of smoke. But where they came from.
He looks at the wizard, what used to be the wizard and is now just a patch of grass, and says, I don't know where he came from. I don't know. I don't know where he went. It's almost as if he disappeared. Yeah, and no, kobolds, we tend to just live in the forest, and yeah, sorry, I can't help you any more than that. But now, you will let me go, right?
What are you going to do now?
Find some other group of kobolds, hopefully someone else that wants to pay us to do something.
I say we take him back to the village and let them do their justice on him.
Oh.
Wait. What if that's the same kobold that ran away from us last time from the cave? Is it the same one?
I think it is, yeah, because it was one of the two that was running away, and it was one of the
Ones that we recognised, yeah.
Yeah, so yeah, you recognize this as the same kobold from.
You reckon we should like befriend him and then let him go, and then once he joins like the other, like the next, I don't know, our next quest, we could find the same.
Befriend him.
The recurring character.
I
That's so fun.
see some adventuring prowess in you, kobold.
And then we tie a red ribbon around his foot so we recognize him next.
And he's not just going to untie the ribbon.
Or you reckon we should hand him in? I think I want to, or like at least let him go so we might see him next time.
Kobold is standing there and says, I'm still here,
Well, hang on. Let's think about this. If we want to find further evil masters, why don't we do what they did in Inglourious Bastards, where they like cut a swastika in their forehead to mark them out as a Nazi, but for a kobold. So we know this one's the one.
On its forehead or like hand maybe?
Can we just brand him with fire?
Do you have a brand?
Like a cattle?
What?
I have lightning. I can just break the lightning on him.
You're going to vaporize it. I can just see this coming.
Kobolds are so weak. We need to not.
I just like make a little slit on his hand.
Yeah, they have many slits already. They've been cutting themselves like.
Oh yeah.
Maybe like
Chop off a finger.
Oh yeah, chop off a finger. That's
Just one finger.
Instead
Oh
of
my goodness.
the whole
Oh,
hand.
hang on. Maybe we
feel
should
like
take
I
him
would
back to
object to
convince
this.
the village that this is actually the cause of it. Because then we got
Oh,
no
yeah.
one. We need to convince them that this is why the water was poisoned and convince them it's safe. And the wizard's vaporized. So it's not like we're going to convince
Okay.
anyone about him without the kobold.
true.
Yeah.
Are we trying to befriend him or?
No, he's tied up. Let's just drag him back to the village and make him testify.
Okay.
We can.
All right, let's do it.
Sure.
All right.
Alright.
The kobold looks at you, sees that you seem to be quite determined to do this to him, and tries to make one more escape, but is a little bit futile. Sort of like tries to push through against the ropes, but Zathramar just tightens it a little bit more, and now he's sort of resigned. Says, "Okay, I'll come."
Well, I'm gonna be nice to him and try to be his friend while the others tie him down more. But I'll be nice to him the whole time.
Okay, you're playing good cop, bad cop, sure. How are you being nice to him while he's being tied and sort of dragged back to town?
While they aren't looking, I'll like ask him, is it too tight? And he'll respond, yeah, I'll loosen it a bit.
Okay.
Be like, hey, you want some water? Like, you look a bit thirsty, like that.
Okay, right, sure. You try to do some good deeds for the kobold as you go back to town. The kobold is It doesn't wise up to any of your tricks. Is starting to think that maybe you actually are a real like kobold sympathizer, and is really starting to warm up to you. You think that if you tell him to do things, he'd be more likely to listen to you than to others.
Oh, good, nice. Made a friend.
I asked him what was with the pits full of spikes. Who dug them?
He turns to you and says, "Well, we did. Kobolds love traps, and they love to protect the area. I mean, we thought it wouldn't be a good idea if people came into the clearing, and yeah, we were clearly right."
Why was there a kobold in one of them?
It failed on its same as
running
me,
away.
right? And it fell in.
Oh.
Yeah. He turns and says, "Yeah, that was my friend. While we were trying to run away from the fight of you, he was not really looking, and he fell into it. Yeah, sad what happened to him."
This is pretty rough. This kobold has been part of 2 groups and we've killed everyone. Like the sole survivor twice. Oh no. He's scarred.
No, he must be traumatized. Poor
Yeah,
thing.
I think that might be an aspect of that. So I feel like at this point you've sort of managed to make your way back to the village. Where would you like to go?
To the elder.
Yeah, okay. So you go to the village elder. As you get there, assuming you knock on the door, the elder does manage to open. You're glad that he's not out looking for the town crier like he was before. And he sees the 5 of you there, and with a kobold sort of tied behind you, and says, was that what was bringing the curse on our village?"
Yeah, it's the dragonic blood.
Right. Well, it's killed so many people. It's taken so many lives. I think it would only be fair if its judgment is death.
Oh no. He's he got ordered to do that stuff. It wasn't his fault.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's not his fault. He was the one that got ordered to do it.
I slap him over the head and say, "This is the second time he's done evil things to a village. He's up to no good."
And then I tell you the gospel about Jesus. How,
Yeah, you're saying that the tiefling warlock is preaching.
I'm a monk.
To the monk. How tables have turned.
Okay.
Well, what does the head man decide?
I asked him.
The elder says, "Okay, well, at least we can do is we can bring out some of the villagers. Some people have started to get a little bit better. So we can at least bring out those who are healthy and ask what they think should happen." So he sort of goes from house to house, letting them know what was happened and asking them to come out to sort of the middle of town. And you see a group of, ends up being about 20 people who's gathered. And he asks them, "This creature is responsible for our curse. It's the reason why so many people have died. What should we do to it? Any suggestions first from those who brought him in?"
Do you want me to execute him with my arrows?
Oh gosh.
No,
Okay.
I hold my bow ready.
All right, so he can be executed with an arrow. What else might happen to him?
What if we make him a spy? I don't know. Maybe he
Spy?
won't cooperate. We don't know.
A double agent.
Yeah, you need some way of getting him to cooperate. Does he have children?
Oh man. Oh gosh.
I yell out, "Any volunteers in the crowd to breed with him, and then we can hold the children ransom."
The crowd starts booing and just starts shouting for the kobold's death.
And then I make an argument.
All right, what do you say?
I'll say something like I'll talk about history and be like, oh, when countries go to war, when they kill each other, it's not really their fault. It's what their officer in command told them to do. Like this kobold is just like one of those soldiers that got commanded to do something. Do I have to roll persuasiveness or something?
Yeah, but keep talking. It might make the check go a little bit easier or harder depending on what you say.
I'm just saying, he got ordered to do what he got told. It's not really his fault. He only wanted to survive, just like how you guys want to survive as well.
Yeah, give me a persuasion check.
All right, 16.
All right, the town looks at you and starts hearing your story, and their hearts are softened. They never thought they'd see a creature with horns defend another one, although I guess in retrospect that makes a little bit of sense. And they say, okay, well, sure, it might have been just doing its job, but how do we ensure this doesn't happen again if we don't kill it?
Let's talk amongst each other. So heroes, let's group up and discuss.
All right.
Can we recruit this as a pet?
A pet.
I've always thought of them as pets, kobolds, right? They're not human, right?
I think my breeding idea is sounding pretty good.
Oh my goodness.
What, you wanted to cooperate and not kill anything else? You need to have some leverage on it.
gosh.
But does it have children?
Assimilation.
Well, I don't want to be mean. You have to be nice to them, because then you'll earn your trust.
Maybe.
Is
It's
suggesting
an evil
making half
creature.
human, half kobold children?
Exactly. It's an evil creature. This is what it
What
understands.
human is going to do that though? What?
Okay, let's find another kobold and let him get busy.
Wait, does it
While you're talking, the village elder says, I see the lot of you seem to have a strong hold on this kobold. And he looks at Goldan and says, you seem to be almost his friend. Maybe if it did stay with you, that would be the safest option. I mean, it wouldn't be hurting any towns if you were taking it with you, and it wouldn't be dying if we don't execute it. So what do you think?
So we have a pet kobold.
Yeah, sure.
The
Yeah.
kobold's looking at you, is looking at the
But
town
people
village
indebted.
elder, and says, well, it's better than dying. Do you pay me?
Oh,
Oh.
What?
pet kobold.
You're
That's-
our
No, let's
slave.
make him swear fealty or cast a spell or something on him.
I don't know. Just say like we spared his life, or we.
Yeah, I think it's safe to say that having fought against you twice and being the only survivor has
Oh, yeah.
shown him the power that you have over him and over his life.
Cool.
Okay,
Right, he's part of the team now.
out of the team.
Oh. Do
We-
we?
Yeah, sorry.
Sorry. Do the people who are like poisoned, do they recover, or is there like a antidote thingy, or what do you do against draconic blood?
Yeah, so you, Silvelis, a group doctor, knows that generally for this kind of thing, it's the repeated ingestion that is problematic. And so, a little bit of dragon blood and you can recover. But it's the fact that it was constantly in their water supply that is the problem. Now that that's cleared up, you think it should be okay.
Wait, so
Yeah.
in terms of like ethnicity, what is the kobold? It's dragonic.
Listen, it's part of the same family. You know how these things go.
Mm.
You're
Okay.
distantly related to kobolds.
Hmm.
Very distant.
Yeah.
Is this a male kobold or a female one?
Male.
What are you thinking about?
Okay, roll me like
Is the reference I did. Okay, with this together, the town is starting to applaud that you've managed to save them from some kobolds. And the village elder begins to thank you. Says, oh, thank you, heroes. Thank you so much for coming out. How can we ever repay you?
What do you guys want? Some money? Some weapons?
I want more healing potions.
Food?
Oh my gosh, you're scarred.
He hears your suggestion and he says, I mean, we're not a very rich town, and we might have a local blacksmith, but whether he can make particularly good weapons, I don't know.
Is it possible for us to make them?
So he says, oh yeah, we have a anvil and some smith's tools. If you want to make your own things, yeah, feel free. Yeah, we have some materials that you can use, but for the most part, you might have to bring your own materials. Like I said, we don't have a lot. But yeah, definitely we've got some tools for you. Yeah, we do have an alchemist. He might be able to create another healing potion or two. We can talk to him about that. But yeah, thank you. You'll always be welcome in this town.
Maybe we
And
can ask
yeah, we'll be
for-
forever grateful that you managed to save us from the curse that was on it.
Maybe we
Our
should
village.
ask for like long rest or something. I mean, or like a night to stay, so we can like rest up our health and be ready.
Yeah, of course. You can feel free. Any villager that has an extra room, or even those who don't, will be more than willing to take you on board.
Yeah, I got hit by a sling from the cobalt, so I've got a little lacking in health.
Yeah, please. My house has a little bit of a few extra beds. I don't have anyone living with me anymore, so yeah, you're more than welcome to use that as a place of rest as well.
All right.
All right, and I think that's it. You've successfully managed to save a town from an illness. Congratulations.